3 minutes left of the first 30. Like I said, there were no 90-minute hop editions, just 60-minute Centennial, 9.5%. This is going to give me about 35 IBUs by themselves. Sometimes these things cause a reaction, sometimes they don't. So we're going to see what this one does for us. In the meantime, while we've been waiting this half an hour, I've washed and rinsed the glass carboys over there. I do wash my mash tun because I don't want sugars in there that can cause molds and different types of crap that you don't want next time you mash that can screw with your mash the next time. Got some parts in there that we're soaking, letting them wash, and we've got a couple minutes left. So stand by with me here. Watch this thing boil. It smells wonderful. I love the smell of wort. Oh, we were 1 point low on our starting gravity. I was expecting a 1041. I'm at 1040. And what I've discovered over the last week is that the hydrometer that I use the most reads 1.003 at 60 degrees, which is the calibrated temperature of that hydrometer. So we've subtracted a lot of things. That actually read 1042 at 72 degrees. So we subtracted 3, 1039, added 1 for the temp, 1040. There we are. The boil doesn't have to be as crazy as it's getting, so we'll turn the gas down a little bit. This is my 4th Maris Otter brew in a row. I'm really digging that Maris Otter, man. That bready flavor that I've got in my blonde. The extremely bready flavor I have in my ordinary bitter that I just kegged last night. This one is, and I'm going to try to do it off the top of my head. I would have had a brew sheet out here, which is recommended, but I'm having Vista issues. I can't stand that operating system. 9.5 pounds of Maris Otter. I'm sorry, 10 pounds of Maris Otter. 1 pound of. You know what? We're not going to do that. I'll post the recipe. Well, I already posted the recipe on the internet. So we got 1 minute left. We're going to go ahead and knock her out here. We're going to see what happens when we add this ounce of Centennial. Doesn't look like we're going to get a big reaction, but you can see it looks like a bunch of grass in there. The first time I did an all grain, oh, that smells so good. It's kind of citrusy there on that one. First time I did an all grain, I said I would never free ball the hops again, but I changed my mind. And the reason I did that was because the next brew I did, I used a muslin sack, and I don't feel like I got full hop utilization using that muslin sack. So this is gonna be part of the break, a lot of it, and then the rest of it's going to fall out during fermentation. So I'm not really concerned about it too much. Alright, so now that I see we're not going to get a huge reaction from those, we're going to set this bad boy for 45 minutes. And the reason we're doing that is because the 15 minutes left in the boil, that's when I'm going to add my Irish moss and my immersion chiller. And these hops smell amazing. So, wow. That's some good smelling hops. Wife says they smell like, or they look like rabbit food to her. So we will see you in a... Just getting the boil. We've got about 30 minutes left on the, 35 minutes left on the boil. About 20 minutes until I put the chiller in. Kind of get the right. Of course, there's somebody over there landscaping now. You can see the hops in there. They're kind of broken up, moving around. Of course, you got that little pond scum on top. That always happens. Just waiting. And there's the, got the carboy sanitizing. That looks good. Some sanitizer left over from last night. Checked the pH this morning. He's well under 3. So we're good to go there. And that's it, man. We're just waiting until this is done so we can put it in the carboy and then grill some lunch. All right, we've got about 1 minute left of the 30 minutes that I said we were going to do, or the 45 minutes. We're going to put in the wort chiller. We're going to go ahead and throw, we got 1 minute left, we're going to throw the Irish moss in there. That's a fining agent. Kind of clean up the beer a little bit, make it a little bit more clear. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in. This is gonna cause the boil to die because we're putting something at 72 degrees into boiling water. It's also gonna spit out anything that's in there. We'll crank the flame up until we get it back to a boil. And then once it gets back up to a boil again, we'll dial back the pressure a little bit. It usually takes a minute to get it back to a boil. You can see because of the heat there, the water's dripping out. Or maybe you can't see it, but that's what it's doing regardless. This is a real pretty beer, man. This thing is going to look real good. See all those hops in there. 2-minute hop additions here. These are 7.2% Cascades. We're going to use a whole ounce. And they smell delicious. We're going to go ahead and dump those in now. Little reaction there. And then we're going to go ahead and hook up the hose to the chiller. Please wear gloves because that son of a bitch is hot. So there's that. So now, when we have about a minute left here, we're just waiting on the timer to go off. I've got that spray bottle of Star Sand that I was using the other night with the starter. And we're just spraying this lid. We've been spraying it, keeping it a little moist with the Star Sand on here. You can't sanitize enough. I'm just going to say that. I'm sure you guys know that already, but you can't sanitize enough with this stuff. And there we go. We're getting close. Actually, we're not going to wait for the timer. We're going to go ahead and kill the heat now. And put this on top, just like that. I'm going to angle this away from my wife's van so she doesn't kill me. Do something like that going. I'm going to turn on the water. I'll be right back. So there we go. And we'll see you in a few minutes when we get the cold water ready, because we're using another colder water in a minute. All right, while that's cooling, we're also going to show you how to do this brew hauler. I don't recommend lugging these carboys around by hand just in case they drop. That's some pretty thick glass. You could seriously injure yourself if that drops and it cuts you open. We're just going to lay this out sort of flat and center. I've dumped out the Star Sand that was in there, and we put a sanitized piece of aluminum foil over the top of the lip there. We're going to bring this around, get her pit. I can stop fighting with it. There we go. Now this was on a better bottle before, so we need to loosen it, stick it on there, and tighten her up. Give her a little test lift there. Looks good. I'm going to turn it around, make sure it's pretty much centered, which it is. So we're going to set this over to the side, and we're going to get ready to siphon that in there here in just a little bit. Alright, while this thing is still chilling, we've got a bucket of ice here. I'm just going to collect some of this water out of here. Not a whole awful lot, just a little bit. I want enough water where I can submerge my pump. Okay, there's that. Then I've got this submersible pump here. I don't think you guys saw it last time. I'm going to take the hose out and just stick it down at the bottom of this thing and let it sit on the bottom. And that's how we're going to get this thing cooled down even further here in a few minutes.